You can find me at aaronhilltv, V at aaronhilltv, V at aaronhilltv, V at aaronhilltv.tv on IG.
Right.
My comments go back to the beginning when you talked about how to present it to the board. I was thinking that it would be a good idea to start it off with an interview with Aaron.
Well, yes.
Let that be our first one.
Okay. I'm in agreement with that. I think Aaron kind of volunteered to do that anyway.
Right, and then that way, what he's going to do is he's going to cast a light and he's going to set the tone.
Okay.
That's a great idea. Great idea, Miss Gail.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that just because I'll be involved. That was a great idea. Period.
You had already
yes, like you said, Miss.
Yes.
I heard Miss Emma say I already pretty much volunteered for that. But what she didn't know is I was actually only volunteered if she interviewed me.
There you go. Well, she will be interviewing you. She will interview you.
Now, twist that arm. Got it.
I'm just saying, Miss Emma, I'm just saying, Michael, she walked right into that one. I couldn't help it, man. She walked right.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all was something else here.
Yeah, but we're not doing the interview. You are.
Okay.
And Michael, you haven't quite escaped yet because you may be doing the interview too, because that's your occupation.
Well, here's the beautiful part. A lot of you all, he said it was. And here's the fun part. The fun part is
I have a face for radio.
No.
And the fun part about this is that, literally the ideas are endless. It's just fun and creativity. To be honest, there's going to be some experiences where it's just like this, where you all are hanging together as a family, and then there's also someone else there too. Like, that's the fun of it. That's what makes it, and not only just the fun, but that's what makes it so potent, because you see the feeling that we're having right now, even as we're sharing and we're laughing and just having fun. That's what you ultimately experience. And that's why even to put it this way, I think it was our last conversation or the time before. I think it was our last conversation where Miss Karen wanted to ask the question of how would this turn into money, but she couldn't help beating around the bush. And I was like, how to make money? And I said, the way that you make the most money is by not being worried about money at all. And you just create a fun and engaging experience. If you create a fun and engaging party, and that's why I'm back to the party, or show and tell and these kind of things, then you don't have to worry about how it works out. It's just attractive and people want to be a part of it, period. For the same reasons why people want to be a part of any community where things are happening that are fun, inspirational, and educational. That's what it is. And we're just doing it in a unique way. That's all.
And you know what else, Aaron? It has always been our heart's desire is to reach people, not to tax people.
Right.
Because when we do what we do, money always follows us. We don't have to create any vehicle to bring in money, because that is a byproduct of us being spirit-led to do the work.
And
yeah, I think so.
Because we have really expanded our awareness of what abundance is and how available it is, and it is always there and accessible to us, it's not an issue. So we actually don't have to address it. We don't. But what I do want to do is for us to nail down our format for November 7th. So I'll know, we'll all know what we're working toward. And Aaron, did you step away for a minute or two?
No, he's still
No,
there.
I'm
Okay.
here.
Well,
My internet connection dropped out, and I had to log
oh,
back in.
okay. Well, what we're trying to really focus on right now is how, you know, how we are to frame or format the November 7th program, because my thinking was I'm seeing it all packaged and pretty and ready to go, and you push the button, so no matter where we are, somebody is able to broadcast it and everybody around the world can see it. On the other hand, we can also have live segments. To me, that's, you know, it's very exciting. It's also very unpredictable. But you know, that too is what draws people in. So
How
can
would
we
you?
do it?
What's your definition of a live segment? What do you
Right.
mean when you think about a live segment?
Well, Theodosia and Eunice can describe
So-
that.
So what I was thinking of, if you ever seen Maryland Public Television, where they have some pre-recorded things, and then they have people that they're
Mhm.
interviewing during the session, or even they might even have some live stuff going on, and then afterwards have some interviews. That's what I was thinking.
So we're combining like elements of Zoom with pre-recorded videos.
Yes.
So the question is, you know, what is the most effective way of having the presentation on the 7th? Because we clearly will have been having a party all the way up till the 7th.
Right.
The question is, what do we do for the 7th? You know, how do we highlight and present those individuals that we have said that these are the participants, these are our performers, these are our spoken word artists, and this is our dancer, and this is the person who sings. And, you know, you're one of the musicians, and you'll be, you know, presenting, and Donald will be doing artwork. So is that all pre-recorded, or do we have some people doing that live, you know, in front of a camera, some, you know, from their phone broadcasting? How do we put that together? What does it look like?
Right.
What's the most effective way of having that date?
Right. Okay. Yeah, I totally understand. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Michael. I'm listening.
No, so my sense is that when you're doing it live, there's so many factors you have to concern yourself with, like for one, lighting, for example. You know, whatever you get when it's live is whatever you get. But at least with the recording, we can at least sort of, can adjust for some of those things. Make sure the lighting is right. Make sure there aren't trains in the background or power surges like what we've been going through the last hour or so. You know, things like that. You just kind of, you know, you can put together something that's a little more polished. But again, maybe that's not what we want to do, but I kind of feel like, you know, you got people right now who are scattered all over the place. That most likely will be in November. So maybe it helps to get as many people recorded as possible. If for nothing else, there's a backup. If someone wants to be live anyway, that's fine. But I think it would be wise to have that as a backup, if nothing else, in case somebody can't make it that night.
Let me ask you a question. November 7th is supposed to be an in-person event.
No.
No,
An in-person like showcase. Okay. No. Okay.
It's all virtual
Okay.
at this point.
November 7th is supposed to be the release of the project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Understood. So
Yeah, basically that's the drop date, basically.
right. Okay. So I'll give you some thoughts. And I'm gonna try to keep these thoughts neutral so that you can hear them for what they are. Can you all hear me, or is this rain in the background too loud?
It's
No,
not
you're
the
good.
rain. It's not rain, but you're fading in and out. For me.
I am fading out. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm in my house. Okay. All right, not sure if that's better, but okay. So here's some thoughts.
So both paths, the pre-recorded or versus the other experiences, they both have their pros, they both have their unique traits. To be honest, I would actually, and this is, like I said, I'm presenting this in a neutral way so that it's not like I'm saying that it has to be one way or the other.
Breaking up.
Some thoughts to think about. I think it's more, I'm breaking up again. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. I'm gonna go up my back again. Okay. Still breaking up for you, Miss Emma?
In and out.
Okay.
Just soldier on, you'll be all right. We'll, you know.
Wait a minute. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, I think I might be able to actually save in the video. So give me a second.
I had to come in. I was scared my computer was going to get wet. It looked like it was going to rain.
Oh, okay. Well, it's heading your way, but we live in this bubble where rain kind of goes over us a little bit. I think we had 74 drops. We had 72 last time. We got 74 this time.
I get a lot of rain. I thought I had moved into a rain zone.
We could use some rain over here. We don't get it. We get it on other parts of town, but not my neighborhood. For some reason.
Storm. Okay, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, that's much better. Better.
And then it's not.
Not anymore. Michael, you have your hand up. So you, there, I have a.
I already spoke. I'm good.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know what I just did. There we go.
So let me see. Can you all hear me now?
Yes.
I think,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Okay. All right. So basically, the way that it stacks up is like this. There's two ways. You're looking at two different situations right now. Both of them have their unique traits. To be honest, what I focus is the reoccurring, because, and what I mean by reoccurring experience, I mean that if you take the individual experiences that you're creating in the video, that you're looking to create in a video, and you look to do individual expressions like how we're doing right now, where you have a conversation with an artist, they're at their home and that kind of thing, because that's the state of the world right now. You're in your home and that kind of thing. You can not only have a successful and good quality interview through a means like this, but then also most of the artists will be able to perform as well, because if you have a poet, then a poet doesn't need anything but to be in front of, you know, a screen and that kind of thing and have their poetry. If you have someone that's singing, they can do that. If you have someone that plays the guitar and sings, something like that, you have myself that plays piano and that kind of thing. An artist that can show their artwork or even show something on a screen and do something. What that kind of experience would do, the benefit that that gives you is that instead of having to spend instead of having to spend a lot of time on one project to try to make a lot from that one project, this gives you the ability to have ongoing projects which generate support in the various ways, just moral support and just people being right there, also financial, and you're building relationships. You're creating a snowball, and you're letting that momentum of that formula continue to duplicate. Yes, I see you,
My
Ms. Emma.
question is that live or is that recorded? I mean, the same process, but are you recording that for presentation later? Or are you saying broadcast that process in the moment?
Right. So good question. Great question. So you basically, you could use either one, and you would, in some cases, you would use both. So what I mean is this. In some cases, you might just see, we're using Zoom right now. And in fact, I've already done it. We're using Zoom right now. And in the lower right-hand corner, even on the phone, there's a 3 dots that says more. And when you click that more, I mean, not that you all will be able to do it because it might not show on your side because I'm the host. But when I hit more, the first thing up there is record. So we could either have this experience in a recorded way where we're just recording it and then we're going to just air it later, or under that same more tab, we can hit live to Facebook or live to YouTube and just do the same exact thing, but it be live. And it literally doesn't, we don't have to change anything else about the platform, about any other thing other than just what button we hit, whether we wanted to just record or we wanted to go live. And what that gives you the ability to do in a very like succinct and easy way is create content for those two purposes, because sometimes, like especially if you have your poetry cafe or some other kind of say monthly or, you know, that like a reoccurring kind of experience, then you'll have easily and quickly a listening audience that will tune in, and as this broadcast that will tune in, and not only that, they will engage. It'll be because it's engaging. They get to ask questions. You see their comments and answer. You get to generate support from that because you're giving them an experience and they're participating. So I personally would focus on that more so because you get more in the long run as far as everything that's your goals. You get more because you're not just depending on one experience, and you don't have to take the several months that it takes to just create that one experience and put everything on the back of that. You create multiple experiences that's actually a lot easier to create, and then you let that accumulate, and then that can evolve to things like a project where it's now a compilation of different artists and that kind of thing. But I would actually focus on, here's the other reason why too. You get more out of each expression. I'm gonna pause on that for a second. You get more out of each expression. So even if you just take, let's just take myself for example, and Donald, one of the things that you all were interested in for the video, which is myself playing and Donald painting. So in the video, you get, like you were saying, Ms. Emma, possibly 3 minutes of that. But imagine the difference between 3 minutes of that and a whole episode where just that episode is nothing but you talking to myself and Donald and us talking about life and talking about art and then creating some things and you asking more questions and just it flowing that way. That's an experience that easily would be 30, 45 minutes, an hour even. And you get more out of that. And then you go to the next, then when you go to the next artist, now instead of having one project with 16 people, you have 16 projects that are all then working toward the same goal. And then because this is content that no matter whether it's live or whether it's pre-recorded, it eventually is a thing by itself, then that continues on. So each one of these, now you have 16 projects.
as opposed to one. And you
Well,
get great, go ahead, I'm listening.
I'm having a little bit of a disconnect, and that's because we have made an obligation, a commitment to presenting something of some sort on November 7th. So how we get there is whatever that is. But my question is, what does it look like on November 7th? And that's the part that I don't think
well, I'll tell you
all
one.
to an agreement on. I
understand. Well, I'll tell you one thing that could be a huge thing for November 7th. Imagine a YouTube video that instead of it being 1 hour long, imagine a YouTube video that is imagine a YouTube video that's 10 hours long, because all of those videos were all together as one video, and it equal like a marathon of spiritual art. So now that's just an idea. It's not that has to be the idea.
We don't play
How you doing, bro?
now.
It's not that has to be an idea, but that's just I'm sorry. That's just one idea. That's just one idea. Now you could, so that's just one idea. I mean, there are a number of things that you can present on that date as a project that will come from this. And let me tell you the other reason why I mentioned this, and then I'm curious of your feedback. The other reason why I mentioned it too is because during these particular times, as far as COVID, trying to assemble a project with a multiplicity of people is going to be naturally tougher because of the way that we're moving. So unless you were able to just have a system where people can record their own, which that wouldn't be the case, because then you don't know what you're getting. So then you have that too, which this other method it removes that from the equation because of the fact that you're able to host shows remotely, and then like I said, all those shows you can literally take. You can have someone to edit the performances from these, like some of the performances and some of the interviews, into one video to present on November 7th. Like I said, then you've accomplished both goals. So that's honestly my thought. Even though, like I said, that's not the only thing you can do, but that's so I'm listening.
Okay, well, Eunice, can you clarify what you were saying? You and Theodosia both, because when you're talking about live performances, from the performers, what did you all envision?
Well, I envision the performers being live, and the audience muted, if you for a better word, muted, so they would only enjoy the show.
So whether a person, let me see if I clarify, I want to make sure I understand. So even if a person is a poet or a singer or a dancer or a painter or musician, all the participants are live, and the audience is actually live as well, but they just don't have any ability to, they're viewing a live performance, in other words.
Right, correct.
Okay. And Eunice, is
So
that what you
like
Well, I was thinking that the performers themselves would be recording it, but I think that's different from what Aaron is saying. But I was thinking they could record it and then we could actually show it back. I mean, have it recorded as part of kind of what Aaron is going. Record it as a part of our lead up to it. We're recording it and then show it to everyone on November, whatever, the 7th, whatever it is.
Mhm.
Well, I think we could take advantage of the interviews being recorded.
I agree, because
and do little
Because your work
snippets.
that's it. Because your work, what happens is, in approaching it from this perspective, you're actually doing your work and more. And that's why I was saying you're actually creating 16 projects that all have their own individual live streams, as well as all that content you're able to use for one project if you wanted to pull it all together. And see, nowadays in these times, one thing I want to address that Michael said earlier, as you were thinking about the quality, Michael, is that in these times, quality is candidness. Quality is content, not so much, if something is quote unquote perfect as far as, cinema quality. It's more so the experience. Some of the most watched videos online and that kind of thing are ones that it's the content within it, and the production is decent, but it's not like Grammy Award winning. So anyway, I'm just saying that to say people take in the realness of an experience and the candidness of an experience. And so what you would find with this method is that you get everything you're trying to accomplish, plus you get it in a format where other people are digesting material in this way, so it looks familiar and they're drawn into it. And you've created a unique experience within this space of this kind of technology and using this to create experiences. That's why it winds up working really well.
Right, but to your point, what Theodosia was saying, I'm not sure that you don't have an audience per se that's participating for what we're doing.
Well, if you do it in you have a virtual audience if you decide to do your shows where they're live. That's why I say you have the benefit of both. You can either say, like right now we were doing an interview, we could either just hit record and that recording is something that we use to post later, or we can hit go live where other people are listening, watching us, chiming in, having fun, laughing with us. We're talking to them now. They're not live as in this kind of way, but they're live in a way where, we're looking at their, at what they're saying and engaging in a virtual way.
Does that mean when you, for example, I've watched Iyanla Vanzant a lot. So she has a live stream on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. And then we interact with her, not through our voices, but through comments. So is that what you're saying?
Yes.
That's the audience participation that way.
Right.
Yes.
And she has the ability to filter.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's very important that we have that ability.
Yeah, and that ability is really easy to accomplish because all you do is you just have someone who's a part of the team that's just hanging out in the comments anyway because it's of their interest, to have fun and chat and engage. And that person or a couple people are there also as people that are monitoring the comments and making sure people are flowing in a harmonious way. Again, it's easy when you don't think about it as a job, but you think about it as, our commitment is to hang out and have fun with the arts and talk about them and engage. So I would be in the comment section anyway, because I'm not one of the people that's in the actual video experience, but I am actually here for the whole experience. And so while I'm in the comment section, adding to the conversation, adding to the party, having fun. Because that's another thing too. Within the chat, there's like a whole other world that happens within the chat. And you all know it, that like you said, when you watch Iyanla Vanzant videos or other people's videos, people start having whole separate conversations in the chat. And a lot of them are productive. A lot of people meet new people, exchange information, talk about other things. So yes, you would have the ability to do that. And yes, this is a virtual audience. And all of this is what helps you to build even the physical audience that you'll have one day. I mean, who knows? November 7th, It may be where you might be able to have a small event with a limited amount of people. And even from this same method, even if that was the case, from this same method of moving and creating content in this way, it would still equal the same benefit where you build a following, you'd build interest, people will be engaged, and because they've been engaged in a community that's been lively. But I would highly recommend this over anything else. This is a lot easier to do. If I just give you logistics, if we just think about it right now, if we just like hit the reset button and acted like we didn't know anything, how much time and work and effort does it take for us right now to just go ahead and have an interview with me and where I sit at my piano and play? No time, no money, no effort.
Right.
Yep. And that's the thing. That convenience winds up working on your side to allow you to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times as much out of the same efforts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're really saying is that we won't know until closer to November 7th what we're actually going to do, because we will be creating content all along through the interviews that we have with folks who are participating. Excuse me. And building up our, like, a reservoir of information and ideas, and just kind of seeing what happens with that. Is that basically what you're saying?
Yes, because what will wind up happening with that is that you achieve both goals at the same time. You're creating like your video that you want to create. Let's just call that content. That's another piece of content. In this way, you're creating content. So you're still doing your job, but you're doing it in a much more expanded way. And you're getting the benefit of getting people on the journey and being a part of it, supporting it in various ways, which is another part of, what you're trying to build and spread the arts and share with people. And then here's the beauty of it. It's nothing to be at a certain point where now you've done that experience over the course of a couple months, and now you have 15 interviews, and you just have someone edit the best of, like it's just a best of, and everybody at this point, now this video becomes a whole different thing than what it was before. Now you're not introducing something new and hoping to put together a 60-second commercial that'll grab them. Now people already know, they've been on the journey. So now they're excited because they've been there since interview 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now they're like, oh my goodness, here it is, November, and we're about to see the best of those. And I can't wait, because I remember my favorite artist from episode 3. And I remember when this person said this. And then now people have joined in a journey where once you have it edited, and even, well, first of all, it won't even take hardly any money to have something like that edited. But the thing is, people will be ready to donate then to that effort and everything, because they have been a part of that. And look, and check this out. I'm gonna add one more little thing to that. In this experience between interviews and people showcasing their talent, but when in the video, you're and I'm painting a scenario here. There's an interviewer, there's an artist, and then this is live, and there's an audience. So the audience is listening in and participating in everything. Now, say you get to a part of this experience each time where you look at the comments and you start talking about what people are talking about. So Sharon asks, yeah, how long has this person been playing the piano? And then the person answers the question, and then, people are talking about different things. Imagine that video, that compilation video, with the addition of people actually being in it. Now you have people that are looking forward to it because they're in the video, like they're a part of the experience. It just equals something night and day. It equals something night and day. And the one thing I want to make sure is that even in presenting this, that it feels more like you're accomplishing your goal and more, and not that you are moving away from accomplishing goal or from what you had in mind, because it's that, but it's in a way that's a bit more fun, a bit less stressful, and you get more because it's not as much anxiety on hoping that the one thing, after putting in enslaving and all that work, will work. you've created an experience that naturally is just growing and prospering.
So
Yeah.
then we can combine that the live elements in the process of getting to November. Because it's that interview process where we really do a deep dive basically on each of the performers that gives them that opportunity to showcase what it is they can do and their journey that allows us to create the content that we'll be using in November.
Yes. Yes. Yes, ma'am. And nobody, you didn't have to worry about so many things with that. Yeah, because you've created content, and your content then is working twofold, working already by itself as its own individual, which is a compilation video of like the best of, or not the best of, but the compilation of all the, the different artistries combined. And I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. If you had say 45-minute interviews and you did 15 of those, that's, I guess, about 12 hours of video or something like that. It doesn't even, when you think about this versus the other project, all you would be paying for is somebody to just take those videos, and you all would even meet and talk about like some of your favorite parts or things, you would discuss it together. And literally all you have to do is take that information as far as, in the videos, certain things you wanted, and you're putting it together as one kind of a document. And you could actually have someone edit that literally for a couple $100, like literally $200 maybe, and in some places even way less than that. And you have a whole project that was done, manifested itself 15-fold, and created way more out of it. And in the end, it created a whole project without you even having to make two different projects out of it. That's the one thing I wanted to help you all with, where this didn't feel like two different projects.
Okay. Okay. It's 8:30. I unfortunately have to go.
Yeah, we should end here. This is good.
Just real quick, Emma.
Yes.
I had jotted this down when you were talking about what to call this project, and I don't know if this is too lengthy or not, because originally it was the Poetry Cafe. What about Poetry and Creative Arts Cafe?
Why not?
And I don't know if that's too long or not, but that gives us room to add other artists.
So why do you have to have a poetry? How about just
poetry, right? You could just have Creative Arts Cafe.
I like cultural arts.
Well, to me, creative is just so inviting. Cultural seems like it has some limitations on it. It's got to be something. But
culture don't have any limitation because it includes everything. Everything is a part of culture.
Yeah, but it depends on whose culture you're talking about. And people bring their own interpretation of culture. And what I'm saying, to me, somebody might feel excluded, but if you say creative, it can include your culture.
Okay.
Right.
Whatever your culture is. To me, I would go with creative culture, the creative art. The creative art.
Creative arts. Okay.
The creative arts.
Okay.
The Creative Arts Cafe.
Yes. Featuring poetry, or we can.
Creative arts is inclusive.
Features everything.
Okay, now is it Creative Arts Cafe or is it just Creative Arts?
Creative Arts Cafe.
You know why?
Yeah.
I like cafe because that invites you in to sit down, have a cup of something, be with your friends, It's very
Yeah.
informal. It's very inviting.
Yeah, very cozy. Very
Okay,
cozy.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
And I have some, not today because we're already over time, but the next time we talk, I want to tell you guys about how we can make some money in this.
Oh,
Not today. You
Yeah,
gotta go
that's
somewhere,
today.
Emma. You gotta go.
Oh,
You
wow.
gotta go.
You
Gotta go.
introduced that at the
That's
end when everybody's ready to
Yeah,
go.
'cause that-
and
well, you know,
throw that out there.
That's just to get your creative juices flowing. So now that it's out there,
Well,
ideas are going to be coming
how
to
about-
everyone now.
oh my goodness.
Let me ask a question. What happened if your creative juices are your blood rushing to your brain because you're about to have an aneurysm because you just told me I can make money, then you're like, I gotta go.
They just roll out on it.
Cancel that foolishness.
I just gave you something to look forward to. That was just foreplay, okay?
That's what they call a cliffhanger.
Did she just call that? Hell.
Foreplay. It's called foreplay.
It say the truth. It say the truth will set you free.
Right.
Oh, did you have a glass of that wine?
No,
This
but
is
my
what- this is-
grandson bought the other one. After this
This is what
conversation, I'm
creative
going to
art-
have some.
This is what creative arts brings out of you. This is what
Oh
creative
my
arts-
God.
As soon as the name changed, everything started.
I know.
No, I know what happened. Aaron's hair is so crisp and all put together. That's why she want to have some foreplay.
Oh.
I'm not going there with you, Theodosia, because life is just a great big foreplay.
Oh, I think we need Miss Emma's about to end this meeting.
Yeah, because life is foreplay.
We have to go.
Life is foreplay. That's what life is. It's foreplay, and then we do the creating to make it be what we want it to be.
Okay, and there is an
Said it there.
interpretation.
Yeah.
She said it right there.
That's the creative interpretation right there. Well, now next week, if you guys want to meet, you can. Will not be available, so I'm okay
We
with
should
that.
take. I think we should take off next week just because also.
I love that.
The videos from last week. Yeah, and the ones that we've done, they're just finally uploaded to my YouTube account. In fact, tonight I was just looking at it. So if anybody wanted to review anything, we can have a week for that, as well as for, like you said, the part of being able to start to put this into a presentation, a written presentation for the ministers. I think it's good to take a week off to prepare for that too, because then I'll have the videos, and then that other side, will be, seems like it'll be something that'll be done, or at least close to being done,
Okay. So, Eladonna, we haven't heard from you this evening at all. Is there anything you want to add to the discussion?
She's on mute.
she
Give her a
muted.
minute.
Wait a minute.
She's muted.
Oh, she got it.
No, I'm all right with everything that was said. The live virtual, I think that'll be a great experience to showcase different people on a different type of menu. It's like Aaron was saying, it's cost effective. It won't take a lot of work or effort because it's already something that will be done and pre-recorded, and it can be edited to whatever we want to edit it to. So I'm okay with it.
Okay, very good. Is there anybody else who would like to express something that they didn't have a chance to share this evening? Okay.
I'm good.
All righty.
I'm good.
Okay, well, I want to thank everybody. I love our meetings. This is such an amazing experience. And this year, particularly, we are off to the stratosphere. We are just moving way past anything we've done before. And it's a growth process. And like Theodosia was saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. We have an excellent teacher. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
all.
appreciate you, man.
Really appreciate you. And Eunice, thank you for being the intermediary who brought Aaron into our little circle here. So it's been
Yeah.
it is a wonderful experience, and thank you for your consciousness.
Yeah. So to help me to make more content like this, please see the info in the description or comments. And thanks so much for watching. And if we're not already connected on all my other homes, the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, etc., where you can find me at Aaron Hill TV, V at Aaron Hill TV, V at Aaron Hill TV, V at Aaron Hill TV, .TV.